Has the time for gearboxes come to take over? Who's going to execute it and finally seal the deal? It's all coming up on the Dirt Shed Show! Welcome to this week's Dirt Shed Show with me, Martyn Ashton, and...
I'm Neil Donoghue, last time I checked.
Hello, Neil Donoghue.
All right.
How are you?
Good.
Yes, we've got a good show this week, right? Because I think you're going to know the answers to this, because what got me thinking about gearboxes is, did you see Rich's video about the Gamux?
I think it's an unusual looking bike, but it's got lots of things going on, particularly the gearbox to talk about.
And we've got some experts in the room, because Jack, behind the camera, he was there, he filmed it. Even wrote the script.
Can't call him an expert, though.
Amazing, amazing. Great video, definitely watch it. But it got me thinking, right, gearboxes, that bike is in World Cup downhill racing, right? That Gamux bike.
It is.
Yeah, amazing, right?
Yeah.
And I was watching it going, God, well, imagine if, like, next year they win a World Cup downhill with a gearbox bike.
Yeah.
But then I thought, hang on a minute, this is old news. Gearbox bikes have won World Cup downhills ages ago. Greg Minnaar nailed that.
That was, what, mid-2000s?
Yeah, on the Honda, right? With the, I don't know what the gearbox was, but it was essentially a gearbox bike.
Yeah.
The gearbox is definitely a better idea, in my opinion, than the Derailleur.
Can you spell Derailleur? It's the hardest thing to spell.
Derailleur. Some right. Actually, I don't know if I am right. Let us know in the comments. What I'd like to make the conversation about today is why hasn't... Well, firstly, do you think the gearbox is a good idea?
I have a mixed opinion here, because people are going to shout at me in the comments because they're expensive. But I do like the SRAM axis. It's very clever. I whacked mine the other day. It's a big, especially new one. That is what's it called? The transmission, where it's direct mount. It's kind of chunky, and I whacked it. Yeah. But it did the clever thing where it went. Did
its job.
And it works so well. It pulls itself into the gear. So as far as usability, that is brilliant. I know it still hangs out. It shouldn't be there. Also, the great thing about gearboxes is they're unsprung. The sprung mass decreases, so your suspension works better, because there's no cassette, there's no rear mech hanging off the swing arm. Yeah. So there's other reasons, as well as hiding away that thing inside somewhere in the middle of the bike where the weight's good. Yeah. However, everything I've heard about gearboxes is that there is inefficiencies in the way it works. So you'll feel it through the pedals. Whether or not we can make that disappear by technology, we must be able to make it small enough.
I think so. I mean, it's one of those things. I look at it a bit like the horse and cart, right? When it first started... Do you
remember that?
Oh, I do. I'm old enough. The horse was always winning that race, right? In every sense, because the horse and cart just had so many issues, right? Yeah. But the horse and cart was the forerunner for the idea of the motor vehicle, right? In the end, it came to a point where the horse could not compete. And I feel like the gearbox is a bit like that. There's gonna come a point where the Derailleur just can't compete. So my question to you, Neil, is what do we have to see before we go, yeah, it's done? The Derailleur's done, the gearbox has taken over. For instance, what about a viable XC bike with a gearbox?
Yes, that would...
I think that would make us go, it's over.
That would convince me. I'm sure I convince a lot of people. For me, I think it would be if someone like Specialised brought out, doesn't matter, trail bike, and it had a gearbox on it, and then everyone would stop, the record would go stop, and everyone would go, hang on, we need to do
That's
this.
A good point.
Do you remember when Santa Cruz bought the full 29 V10, and everyone went, oh, hang on, we've got to do that. Yes. It would be one of those moments. It would have to be Trek or a Specialised or a Canyon, one of those big
that's
ones.
not long ago. The idea, and now the idea of like a downhill bike without 29-inch wheels, or at least 29 front.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be, what? That's weird.
You wouldn't compete.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. I feel like the next year or so, something's going to do
it'll be e-bikes. And it's there. The Shimano use a standard, but it's electronic rear mech, Di2, to use that free shift and auto shift, whereas Pinion got the MGU, where it's the motor and the gearbox unit.
Right.
So it's coming from e-bikes, whether or not it will go to normal bikes.
I feel like e-bikes is where it's going to happen, but that sort of feels a bit boring. I want it to happen on the analog bike. I want the problem to be solved. But I mean, I guess either way, I want it to happen. I feel like it's about to, but I don't know where it's... What do you think in the comments, right? Let us know. What do you think about Gearbox bikes? Is Rich right? Are they the future? I think he's right. Neil's...
Let's ask the expert, Jack.
Jack, yeah, what do you were there testing it. What do you think? Future or not?
He doesn't look like he knows what's going on, to be honest.
Well, if Shimano and SRAM adopt it, then yeah.
That's what you want to see, a brand taking it on.
The Shimano are brilliant. I think they are one of the best companies out there, but they are notoriously sort of conservative. They wait till it's right, whereas SRAM are more disruptive. So I think if anyone's going to do it, they've done their electronic motor, of course. So we'll see.
We shall see. Let us know in the comments down below. What do you think about gearboxes? What will be the tipping point for where they just leave the derailleur behind? Good chat. Right, let's get to some news with Tom.
What's up, everyone? Making its way into the inbox just after I'd shot last week's news was this. Nukeproof's new Blackline Dirt Suit. Modular waterproof wear from Nukeproof, both a jacket and a brace-powered pair of trousers which are able to zip into each other at the rear with what Nukeproof are calling the dirt skirt, so that you're fully sealed into this waterproof, dirt-proof onesie. 5 sizes ranging from XS to XXL, all DWR coated, 3-layer construction, 4-way stretch fabric, designed over 18 months in Belfast, black only, £450 UK price tag. Commensal have gone back to basics with the new Meta Hardtail. 29-inch or mixed wheel, 150mm travel fork, 6061 aluminium tubes. The Meta HT is rated for trail, enduro, bike parks and pump tracks. There's a ripper launch edit featuring Jack Piercy doing bigger jumps than you. Keep an eye out for the triple clap suicide no-hander, banger. Small to XL with several muted metallic colour palette options. Hard to tell the current price range as it's immediately gone on sale for anything between 19 and 35% off, depending on the components. So check out the Commensal website for those details. Kotick have released the 7th generation of the Beefy 275, but have also announced that this will be the last. The 27.5 hardtail, available in army green or gunmetal, receives minor updates to geometry with a lower BB, steeper seat angle, and more bosses for equipment carriage than ever before. Starting at just £619 sterling for a frame and individual bike pricing based on the huge range of specs you can tailor via the Kotick website. Last but by no means least, a celebration for One Up components as they passed their 10-year anniversary. To celebrate, they're taking the pretty radical approach of refunding their initial customers. So if you were a proud owner of the 42-tooth expander sprocket, their first product which worked to move 10-speed riders a significant step closer to 11-speed gearing, then check your inbox, as if you left them your details, they will have been in touch with you to arrange a refund. Also adjusting it for inflation. How cool is that? All right, that's my time this week. Let's take to the streets to see if Toff can steer clear of Christmas markets for the sickest thing of the week.
Right, this week's sickest thing has to be this new video from Kaos Seagrave called Unhinged 2. His last Unhinged part was insane, and this one's heavy as well. Kaos has like this super rock and roll riding style that just makes you want to go send it. So there's a bunch of crazy heavy clips in here, such as this flip stoppy, the huge Superman seat grab. But my favorite clip actually is this like inward or downside tire slide, just because normally you see them topside, like going with the corner, but in this he does it like mid compression, going completely against the corner. But yeah, right, that's my sickest thing this week. Time to go back to the shed.
Very, very happy with the mountain bike maintenance book
They
in
should
the
be.
GMBN store. I made it on the cover.
That's going to be a Caption Contest.
Oh man, this book is actually brilliant. I'd love to take some credit, but I didn't do any. Did you do anything?
I did do
Someone smart wrote this. It wasn't anyone in this room.
I
tell you what, it's bloody good. It's in the store, well worth a look. Maybe a great Christmas present for someone. Head over to the store if you want to grab yourself a copy, along with, hey, a race top, a t-shirt, who knows what bit of merch. But it's a great way to support the channel. GMBN shop, take a look. Thank you guys, right, Hacks and Bodges, Hacks and Bodges, Hacks and Bodges. No, never mind. Hacks and Bodges this week. Got one from Aidan and Bartos. We'll start with Bartos, who's trying to get the race top with this little effort. Loves going bike packing. But look at this. Now, he's built this little...
The dry bags.
The dry bags goes on the side of the bike. He likes to ride some gnarly trails as well as bike pack. He's got a lot on there. It's quite neat, isn't it?
I think that he's he is a designer. What does he design?
I mean, that's what... Look at that. I mean, it's...
I'm guessing products, because that's
good.
Very good. Looks like an adventure motorbike to me a bit, without the
panniers. Yeah, it's taking the panniers idea there, isn't he? That's a very good start. I'm putting it up against this week.
What the?
This is from Aidan.
Which bit's the bodge?
In Massachusetts. Fat bikes are not a bodge. They're a good thing.
Why does that have to be so long?
Well, I guess that's because the rider's maybe got long legs. I don't know why it's so
I guess
long.
you're going to have to sit down and have, like, rollerblades on because your feet are going to be dragging underneath the thing.
Look, Neil, you're just looking at all the problems and not the solutions.
No, I'm thinking that's going to be more fun.
Look at the attachment, very neatly made. The wheels are a bit suspect.
Wow.
It's a bit... I mean, I guess it's a bodge rickshaw.
I mean, it looks well made. It looks heavy as sin. What is that thing going on there?
Aidan, I like it. I think it's very nice, and I appreciate it. I'm not sure Neil's so convinced. Neil, I feel like you've already picked your winner this week, but...
I don't know what you'd use that for.
Well, you'd use it for... I actually have got no idea what you'd use it for either.
Taking the wife out for a date?
I just like it, yeah, but I am worried about where you're going to put your feet when you're riding on it. I guess you could cross them and put them on the bar.
Rollerblades and forget about it, you just whiz along.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Aidan, I appreciate it. It's very nice. Good idea.
Bartosz
is
bike pannier rack things.
Is the winner. Yeah. Is the winner this week. Well done. A race top of your choice on its way to you. Once you've chosen and had some kind of email, I guess. Look out for an email.
I'm not the admin guy, Martin.
Nor am I, thank goodness. Great stuff. Right, let's carry on with the show. Oh!
Not that bad, honestly.
Holy moly. That's some nice fails.
Really? Is that what you call them?
If they can be nice. I don't love them.
Dramatic?
I don't like. As I get older, I get more uncomfortable with fails.
Do you get a funny feeling in the pit of your stomach when you see something that looks painful?
Yeah, a little bit.
And by pit of stomach, I mean someone else.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for sending them in. If you have had a fail, you know what? Let's try and make good of it. Send it in to the GMBN uploader, along with your hacks and bodges, your bike vaults, all those things. That's a great way to get involved with the show, and sometimes you can win yourself a prize or be fail of the day on our social, which is pretty cool. What a title. Right, let's do Caption Contest. Last week's photo is this one of Rich.
I think Rich appears more than anyone in the Caption
Contest. It's between Rich and Steve. I don't know. Rich and Steve. Steve is in it a lot.
Steve for next week, actually.
Oh, he'll be delighted.
He will be.
Right, first one from Anne Mary Summerfield. She says, Rich carved a wry smile for Blake's latest trick. Love that.
Did you get into baking bread during lockdown?
No.
What's your opinions on sourdough?
I'm on the fence.
Okay. No, you're not a hipster then, boss. No. Adrian Wilkinson says, Rich's attempt at being a crusty demon.
It's all the puns this week, isn't it?
Yes.
Grant3399 says, the moment Rich catches himself bread-handed as he remembers he is lactose intolerant.
Lactose.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're all
They were all pretty good puns.
fantastic.
I'm giving away a stunt mug to the very best one. Neil, you can pick.
I quite like Anne-Marie Summerfield, the Rye Smile.
Rye Smile,
Play on bread, obviously.
Rich is having. Well done, stunt mug on its way. I'm not going to bounce it because it's got a few
It's a new one, isn't it?
injuries,
Why has it got
and I don't want ceramic to go everywhere. So, stunt mug on its way to you this week. Well done, Anne-Marie. And if you would like to win yourself a stunt mug like this next week, here's your photo.
This one is
Yeah.
young Steve Jones many moons ago, looking like he's got better teeth, better hair, but not looking very happy. He reminds me, I put this on my Instagram, said I had flu then, and he wasn't very happy that I posted it.
Oh dear, poor dear.
But anyway, you can put your funny captions down below.
Hey, last time, give us captions to that, and you could be winning yourself a stunt mug next week. But I've just thought of something, actually. Last time Steve Jones was on the Dirt Shed Show, he told me about a time in his wellies where he beat you in a downhill by 20 seconds in his wellies.
Because I was 15 years old and he was probably 45.
Dude, that sounds like you should have beaten him. He beat you by 20 seconds. I cannot say that enough. Steve beat Neil
I don't remember
by 20. It's funny you don't remember.
It's funny he does remember it. It's so significant.
Dude, we've got to get you testing out the wellies as well. Can we do that? I want to see Neil in wellies.
Don't need them.
I can't do that too many times. No. Yeah, some things I spotted this week. First up, I love this bike maths. I saw this on Instagram. Love it. Basically, go on, look at that. It proves it's a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Is all your brand new bike cost you.
I've never added how much I spend on coffee.
That's genius. When you think about it like that, we can all afford a brand new bike. Jack, you can have a new bike tomorrow. It's just a cup of coffee a day.
It's those hipsters and their avocado on toast.
Yeah.
Forget that and your Netflix.
Yeah.
Just buy a bike.
Brand new bike for everybody. Love that bike mess. I love this from Samuel Dykin. I don't know how you say it, Samuel Deacon or Dykin, but he's my favourite rider at the moment.
Lunatic.
But he loves a flip, which is what he's saying here. But
the gymnastics one.
So many things in this are
Imagine if
disgusting.
you missed the bar. You missed that thing.
Double flips, flips to flat, fakey flips, front flips,
The
all
one
the flips.
off the bridge into the water.
He's a great rider. He's a great rider. He's one for the future. I feel like he's a one banger video away from really establishing himself. So I'm really looking forward to 2024 from Samuel. That could be huge. And even Fabio Widmer liked his video. Neil, in your greatest Germany, he says...
It says, Gest hart ab sick.
Good Germany. Well done. I love it.
You could translate that on Instagram and tell us what that actually means.
I think it says he likes it.
I'm going to give Linares.
Yeah.
Linares. This, he does this trick. Have a look at this. What the trick about this is it's not dangerous. Anyone can have a go at this, and then you realise how hard this is.
Yeah,
it's
really
only that far off the floor, but it's cool.
Well, and you can even try it just on like the painted white line of a parking space. Yeah. It's basically the same size.
There, though, is it?
Yeah, but it looks like such a simple trick, but the accuracy needed, I appreciate. Bike vault time, got a bell and everything. Let's get into it first with a Vitus from Arman. What do you think? Great.
Riyadh. Look at that. I've never seen any mountain bike in Riyadh.
It's quite a scary location, Neil.
It's very flat and then very not flat.
Yeah, well, it looks very flat right down there off the edge of that cliff. You'd be flat. Yeah. But I feel like I've seen that little rubber ducky on the handlebars before, but I don't remember anything coming from Riyadh. Neil, what are you saying? Nice or super nice?
I really like the bike, and it's got that fancy SRAM Axis GX on it. I really like that. Give it a super nice.
Love it. Well
Chunky frames on Vitus.
Next up, a bit of a classic Trek from Guilherme in Portugal.
Yeah, Viana do Castelo.
I do love a mid-trail bike vault shot, with the trail disappearing off into the background.
Perspective. That's what
nice perspective. Great.
I like it.
Great shot.
Nice.
What was going for more? Next up, we have got another Vitus, but this is from James.
In Beacon Hill.
Leicestershire. In Leicestershire.
It's the Escarp, that model. I've seen.
I feel like every county in the UK has got a Beacon Hill. Yeah.
I don't know a Beacon Hill. No.
I'm
afraid not.
That's how they used to communicate. Never seen Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
It's all about the beacons. Anyway, I digress.
No, it's all about the ring.
What do you think about this
You've
bike?
seen the wrong film. I think, well, we've given the one super nice.
I guess we've got to again, yeah. Next up, we've got a GT Force Pro Carbon 2022 from James.
Fresh.
He got a deal on that, I know.
Look at how new that looks and shiny and silicone sprayed to the max.
High pivot, it's got it all. That's a super nice.
The one thing that slightly kerfuffles me is the chain looks a bit too long to me.
All come on, that is a super nice all day
I think you need
long.
to shorten your chain.
But
I will still...
Come on. Gee, I mean, that would be crazy. Next up, old school.
Cinder cone in Cygnus Ray. Nice 7. I've got a 1990.
Never loved Kona. I feel bad because they're such a brand.
Joe Murray design sloping top tube.
Well, I just don't like Konas.
Bar ends.
I'm sorry, Kona.
Is that an SL? Judy SL up front. Ooh.
What are you saying, Neil? Come on.
I think that's super nice. It's a retro bike and it's of my era.
Wow. Johnny, you got lucky. Next up, we've got Andy, who's got nearly no chance of a super nice.
Well, no, Blake
with this
is not here this
huge
week.
fat bike.
Blake's super nice is every fat bike.
I like a fat bike.
I do.
like a fat
Me
bike.
too.
They're
And
fun looking. It's nice.
And he's in Ontario, so you know that he's going to be riding it.
I tell you what, it's strong colour as well.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's a super nice fat bike. There you go. Next up, Jack's not happy. Next up, we've got Wayne's 2023 GT Stomper.
Hang on, so it's a 26 FS. I'm
Yeah.
assuming that means 26 wheels.
It's real short, isn't it? It's a dinky kid's bike.
Oh, it is 26. He said that his son's outgrown his 24-inch Console Supreme, so he's put him onto 26-inch frame.
Ah, okay, yeah. So I guess it would look right with a rider on it, but without the rider, it looks a bit.
I love it. I mean, kids' bikes.
It's cool, isn't it?
Full spectrum kids' bikes.
Cool.
Super nice.
Cool all day long, and it's really kitted out. Look at that. He's got the puncture, the inner tube on.
Cool.
Wow.
That's what
I know my
That's what you
bikes.
did do the
Yeah, lucky I wrote that.
God, depressing, isn't it?
I've moved
Anyway,
on
it's a really cool bike. Moving on.
because I think this is the first ever Atherton bike in the bike vault.
No.
All right.
But it's really, really nice. Definitely a super nice, Neil.
So
Definitely.
130
Yeah.
in the Courtenay. Isn't it the Courtenay?
I think the 130 is my favourite.
This is Matt, and it says it's his dream bike.
It
and
sure
this,
is.
again, has got the GX Eagle on it. I like it. It's got the Contis that everyone talks about.
Neil, shake that metal thing. And that's it. We're out of the bike vault. What's your favourite?
I like the very first Vitas.
I think mine's Wayne's GT.
All right.
Yeah, even though I don't know what the puncture thing is in the middle there.
It's
cool bike. Hey, thanks for sending them in. Very, very cool. We love seeing your bikes. We genuinely look at almost all of them. We do get a lot, but send yours in. You get the timing right, it could be in next week's show. Send it in via the uploader. We love seeing them. It's a great way to be part of our little community here.
Yeah.
So that's it for this week. We're out of time, dude. We've got to crack on.
Yeah.
Great show, great fun. Thanks for coming, Neil.
Thank you.
Nice one, and we'll see you guys next week.